Sure, it's annoying when a drunk person spills popcorn down your back at the theater, but how about when they pop off around in your chest when they're fumbling with their pistol during a movie? This is the exact situation that happened to a woman in Renton, Washington. According to police, preliminary accounts indicate that an intoxicated suspect entered one of the theaters and was fumbling with a handgun he had in his possession when it went off, striking another patron seated in front of him. So this, of course, is the woman that was shot in the chest. So this is just some witness accounts that I'll give to you guys. One witness said, it got about 15 to 20 minutes into the film, and I believe the lady in front of us that got shot was actually talking to her husband or significant other, and that's when we heard the loud pop, explained one witness, who asked not to be identified, adding that he was sitting 3 to 4 rows behind the man when the gun went off. Another witness said, who asked not to be identified as well, stated there was a gunshot and we thought it was a light bulb exploding in the theater, so no one really reacted.
How many times have light bulbs exploded in theaters where this guy's like, oh, this happens all the time?
Yeah, I don't know what this, first of all, is this a janky theater where stuff is just popping off all the time?
Also, is it a janky theater where light bulbs are on?
Let's get back to the situation at hand. A woman was shot in the chest.
Yes.
Because a drunk guy had a gun. In his possession. Now, the police have not reported whether or not he had a conceal and carry permit, so we don't know whether this was...
Or whether he exists, let's be honest. No one's been identified.
Right, we just know it's a 29...
People are just like, someone's been shot, but people are like, I think there was a person that shot that person, but we don't really know.
Well, that's what happened, because it's a 29-year-old man who bolted from the scene after the pop.
So I guess he wasn't that drunk if you have hand-eye coordination and body movement capable of running away.
He was able to bolt away, and his father is the one who called 911 and said, my son is distraught. He had a gun that went off in a movie theater.
He dropped it.
So what really happened is, and I'm completely going to assume all of this, is that the person in front of them was very loud.
Yeah.
And probably talking to their friend, and then the guy was like, fuck you, I really want to see what happens in the end of Ex Machina. This is a really great movie.
No, I should have been clear. It was during a screening of 13 Hours, which is the new Benghazi film. So just put that into context.
The only guns allowed in that theater should have not even been the gun props, but John Krasinski's biceps.
Right.
You've seen the
God,
transformation.
the GQ cover.
Oh God, I'm angry at him for that. My girlfriend loves him.
Listen, not just your girlfriend. All women love John Krasinski, and I'm happy to do this sidebar.
That is not allowed in the male community.
Do you think that's why this guy was fumbling? Like he got distracted by John Krasinski's biceps?
We are really making light of this matter.
No, this is serious. Okay, let's go back to the situation. Because this woman is in critical condition.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Brett doesn't believe any of this.
No, I believe it. I believe she's in critical condition.
Here's what I have to. Here's my question. Do we think gun control, in the way that we're talking about improving it, would have improved this situation, or do we feel like this is just an aberrant circumstance with a drunk dude who's an idiot?
The way to bring it back to like the discussion on guns in America is like there have been shootings in movie theaters.
Right.
The counter argument is if we have guns in movie theaters, we'll be able to defend ourselves against those nefarious ones who show up and start squeezing.
You think there should have just been a firefight?
Oh, no. Absolutely. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, like, the people who are like the NRA enthusiasts are like, dude, you should just don't be drunk with it. Like, they're had someone walked in, they could have had the opportunity to say, listen, this man saved lives. Unfortunately, the person who was carrying the mantle of having a gun on you to protect yourself is the same one who got wasted and accidentally shot someone in the chest.
Yeah.
So this is not a good argument for there to be guns in movie theaters.
And accidental gun deaths and injuries are rampant in America. And whether or not you are on one side of the gun control debate or the other, you really can't deny the facts. And obviously, I'm going to mention some. Like, for example, a lot of people misappropriate gun control or like gun violence to mass shootings. That is incorrect. Only less than 2% of gun violence happens during mass shootings. And there's a huge...
only of that, 50% happened during John Krasinski movies.
Yeah.
Important fact.
But seriously...
So you're saying we're talking about a lot more accidental injuries and deaths than mass shootings.
So this is par for the course when it comes to gun-related injuries. This is what happens.
Yeah, if you allow everyone to have a gun, people are going to shoot each other, whether it's accidentally or because tensions are high and John Krasinski looks really goddamn good. And maybe your girlfriend likes John Krasinski. Maybe your girlfriend thinks John Krasinski's hot.
You guys keep bringing it back to John Krasinski. You clearly, y'all need to deal with this.
He's a dual threat. He's got comedy. He's funny. He's like sympathetic.
And his movies can kill people.
And yeah.
Here's the thing. Yeah,
I think he's at fault here.
No, I think in all honesty and seriousness, this is a drunk person with a gun. Exactly. And we don't let drunk people get behind the wheel. I don't know why, like, should there be some kind of, like, breathalyzer, like, combine the gun with the blow dart?
Well, no, there's definitely some tech that is around gun safety, and I think they actually talked about it in the first hour of the show.
Smart guns, right?
Right, and maybe one day there will be a breathalyzer on your gun if that's possible. I mean, because that's the thing is you can have expanded background checks, which of course Obama talked about. You can do there's a lot of different measures one can take, but how do you just control drunk people who have conceal and carry permits? I mean, let's just say this guy did have a permit to legally carry this gun.
For certain, now that this has happened, that individual's permit should be revoked.
For life.
For life. And I think that's not too far a step to take when it comes to having that kind of stuff because your license gets suspended.
Except
I don't know about for life.
Your right to carry, and NRA would be all over that, and they'd be like, this individual he has a liberty to protect himself, and if you rob him of that liberty, then you're a douchebag and you're a socialist asshole, and you want him to die.
The original intent of the framers was to allow you to bring guns into movie theaters, and I think we're all on the same page with
that. Absolutely.
Right.
They were like, gosh, after this, when we go to Lowe's.
Yeah.
And the next time somebody texts in the middle of the show, then we should probably have a full-on firefight.
Yeah, I've definitely wanted to shoot people in the theater, but I just haven't.
Well, I think this was this whole situation, I think we can all agree, would have ruined the movie.
Yeah. Another thing, another part of the Benghazi debacle, and I don't think we should let it go. I need to see if Hillary has sent any emails about 13 hours coming out. Did she like it?
Could have been a Hillary emissary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did she?
We really covered this in a lighthearted way, like a person is in critical condition. I mean, allegedly, according to Brett. But
I think if we all came down to it, we would hold the person who was drunk and shot this other person responsible for it monetarily for any damages, and good job on the father for doing the right thing and saying,
calling
listen,
in.
Thank you.
You need to take responsibility.
And obviously, we have well wishes for this woman who is in critical condition.